操！我是不能走了，人走。啊，就这个
石头不行的了，那个大年嘛涿州，出点力了。
In recent days, Beijing, the capital of China, has been brutally hit by the most severe rainfall in recorded history. Videos circulating on the internet show the devastation caused by the torrential rain. Flash floods have triggered overflowing rivers, breaking dams, causing bridges and roads to collapse. The city has turned into an ocean with countless vehicles either submerged or washed away by the floodwaters. As of noon on August the 2nd, according to the official statement from Beijing, there have been at least 11 fatalities and 27 people reported missing in the city. However, given the Chinese Communist Party's consistent practice of concealing the true extent of disasters, many suspect that the actual death toll may far exceed the official count. On August the 1st, a netizen uploaded a video saying, "A village in Beijing is just gone." The video shows what appears to be a large area of the village covered by a river formed by the floodwaters. In the video, one can see distant mountains across the river, and there is a pavilion, presumably the entrance to the village, standing in the water. On a partially destroyed road, the man filming the video exclaims, "This is too serious. We can't pass anywhere. The entire village is gone." Furthermore, due to the flash floods that have erupted across Beijing, many roads have been destroyed. Train services from Beijing Station have been partially suspended, with several trains halted midway. Some trains are stranded, while others have had to return to their point of departure. One such example is train number Z44, stranded between Hebei and Beijing. Passengers were trapped on board for over 20 hours without access to water or food. Passengers, understandably agitated, sought out the conductor to voice their complaints. "We've been stuck on this train for over 20 hours without even water. Can't you hear us, Railway Dispatch Center?" Beijing Daxing International Airport's tarmac was flooded, with water reaching the tires of airplanes, leading to flight cancellations and delays. Due to signal disruptions, dozens of planes were forced to land at alternative airports. Public records indicate that the construction of Beijing Daxing International Airport started in December 2014, and it was officially completed in September 2019, taking just 4 years and 9 months. At the time, it was hailed as a miracle in the history of world engineering construction. On September 25, 2019, Xi Jinping personally attended the commissioning ceremony, announcing the official operation of the airport. What baffles many is why the drainage system of the Daxing Airport, which has only been in operation for less than 4 years, is so poorly designed. On August the 1st, the modern Marco Polo Bridge, Lugou Bridge, over the Xiaoqing River in the Fentai district of Beijing collapsed under the heavy rain, with 6 to 7 cars falling off the bridge. In stark contrast, the ancient Marco Bridge, Lugou Bridge, built in 1189 and standing for over 830 years, remained unscathed. This has prompted online commentary, with netizens remarking, "Ever since the Communist Party came into power, everywhere is plagued with shoddy construction causing man-made disasters." In response to the heavy rainfall, multiple reservoirs in Beijing discharged floodwater on July 30th and 31st. Due to its geographical position, the districts of Fangshan and Mentougou in Beijing, crucial to the city's flood control, suffered severe damages from the flood. As reported by the Beijing Daily on July 31st, the floodgate of the Yongding River Marco Polo Bridge flood distribution hub in Mentougou was opened at midnight on July 31st, initially discharging at a rate of 50 cubic meters per second, later increased to 380 cubic meters per second. In the afternoon of August the 1st, the Huairou Reservoir in Beijing also began discharging water at high flow. Due to the excessive discharge of floodwater, river water levels surged and many places along the line faced danger. Numerous videos have surfaced showing that after the floodwaters receded, many roads, bridges, and houses in the urban area of Mentougou were destroyed, with numerous vehicles and belongings scattered everywhere, a scene of utter devastation. Located near Tianjin Temple in Mentougou is Xitan Hotel in Yangpo Yuan Village, a place with a 1,000-year history. After 8 years and an expenditure of 800 million yuan, the hotel, referred to as Beijing's most expensive hotel, was completed. Reportedly charging 10,000 yuan per night, the hotel began trial operations only on April the 30th last year. A little over a year since its opening, it has now been ravaged by the flood. Fangshan district in Beijing also suffered severe damage due to flood discharge. An official report from Fangshan district on August the 1st stated that some power poles and transformers had been destroyed by mountain torrents, damaging the area's power supply and communication lines. As of August the 1st, about 60,000 households were without power, and 28 villages with 3,410 households were experiencing power outages. In 7 towns, 62 villages had poor internet connectivity. Residents living close to the flood discharge areas were greatly affected. Some villages were evacuated overnight. Many who could not be relocated in time were cut off from their relatives elsewhere due to local power and network outages. On August the 1st, Zhuozhou town in Fangshan had lost contact with the outside world for several hours, and many friends and relatives of the townsfolk posted pleas for help online. On July the 31st, a large number of parcels in the Shunxing distribution station in Zhoukou town, Fangshan district, were washed away by floodwaters. While the people's attention is focused on the floods in Beijing, some rural areas in Hebei and Tianjin, located downstream, were sacrificed as discharge zones in order to protect major cities such as Beijing, Xiong'an, and Tianjin. These areas have been experiencing continuous rainfall, so the local residents not only have to endure the natural disasters caused by heavy rainfall, but also the additional calamity brought about by massive reservoir discharge from the upstream areas. There are even reports of reservoirs discharging floodwater at night without prior notification to the local residents, resulting in people getting trapped due to the flooding. Those unfortunate villages chosen as reservoir discharge areas have been completely submerged, and the villagers have been forced to evacuate. According to People's Daily on July the 30th, the Hebei Provincial Water Resources Department reported that 20 large and medium-sized reservoirs in Hebei province are currently pre-discharging, with 4 medium-sized reservoirs having started to release water over their flood limits. On July the 31st, Hebei Radio and Television reported that in response to the torrential rain, various reservoirs within Hebei territory have sequentially increased the discharge of floodwaters. Many netizens expressed that reservoir water discharge to avoid the dam bursting is undoubtedly necessary, but the issue lies in whether there was timely notification to the local residents before the discharge occurred. Reports indicate that 20 large and medium-sized reservoirs in Hebei province have increased their flood discharge, causing severe losses to the local residents, especially since the discharge was done at night. According to official information from Hebei province, as of 12 a.m. on August the 1st, the heavy rainfall had affected over 540,000 people in 87 counties and districts in Hebei province. Additionally, there were cases of casualties and missing people in the area. Zhuozhou city in Hebei province, the closest to Beijing, has become one of the most severely affected areas. Zhuozhou, a county-level city under the jurisdiction of Baoding, Hebei, is a riverine city with 6 rivers converging within its boundaries. An official from the Zhuozhou Emergency Management Bureau admitted to the media that flood discharge from upstream Beijing had led to a rise in water levels in Zhuozhou. An official announcement on August the 1st stated that due to the extreme heavy rainfall and the passage of upstream floods, the water levels of several rivers in Zhuozhou surged dramatically. This has significantly increased the risk of flooding in the water channels and the city, making the flood control situation extremely grim. According to mainland Chinese media, the paper, on August the 2nd, in the flooded area of Zhuozhou, Hebei, roads were submerged, with water levels reaching up to 6 meters, almost as high as traffic lights. Rescue teams from various places used boats to continuously shuttle back and forth, evacuating the affected people. Numerous videos circulating on the internet show that almost the entirety of Zhuozhou is submerged, with some residential areas flooded up to the 3rd floor. Numerous villages and farmlands are inundated, with trees showing only their treetops and some houses only their roofs above the floodwaters. It looks like a vast marshland. In the videos, cries for help can be heard intermittently. People with nowhere to go and who are unable to get assistance are posting videos and messages online asking for help. In the video, this elderly person's home is flooded, leaving him with nowhere to go but to take refuge on the rooftop. The heavy rain continues to pour and the elderly person shivers from the cold, making it a heart-wrenching sight. The person who recorded the video expressed hope for someone to come and rescue them.
河北省涿州市莲池村现在还有好几百人没有撤出，水深有2-3米。如果有充气艇的朋友，就过来救援一下，或者租赁一下也可以。
我活了39年了，我想不到发水是这样的。城市中心水深3-4米，你看见吗？这能看见吗？这个都淹了。那么家船有的是，呀有大车的，6米8的4米2的都行啊。刚我看见那小孩吓的那孩子都不行的了。那个大姐嘛啊，涿州。
The following plea for help video was filmed at the Xinhua Emperor Market. The video shows many houses almost submerged by the floodwaters, with the person filming stating that many people are trapped in high places waiting for rescue.
这是那个新发地市场，看看，好多人都没出来呢。
Here is the member of a rescue team conducting operations in a village. It's reported that 5,000 villagers are stranded and they are struggling to save everyone. They are pleading for support.
我恳请涿州市政府往那个涿州下念头村这儿派2个武陵铲过来，或者咱们有附近的朋友看到的，派2个武陵铲。下念头村现在有5000人，我们正在一点一点往外救。现在水越来越大，一点开始泄洪。永乐村啊，那个。附近如果有看到的，联系个武陵铲过来，我们用艇把人从里边深水区接出来，接到浅水区，你用铲往外端。现在我们救不过来了。
In this round of Zhuozhou's flooding, Mentougou town is one of the most severely affected and dangerous areas. Located in the northeastern part of Zhuozhou, 3 rivers converge in the southeast corner of the town. According to mainland media outlet Yicai, the local water level has reached 3 to 4 meters. People don't know where to seek shelter from the rain, and some weren't even notified of the incoming flood. Many rescue requests from villagers of Mentougou's Dama village can be found online.
我们是涿州市桃园区大马村，现在水位已经上涨至2米多了。现在这个有这个皮艇的可以现在来救援了。我们村困的人太多了。
The authorities' rescue efforts were inadequate and civilian self-rescue was not allowed. Someone posted a message online saying, "What's even more ridiculous is that rescue teams need a government invitation letter to go to Zhuozhou, otherwise it's considered illegal rescue." Moreover, some rescue teams, upon arriving at the scene, found that all gasoline-powered motorboats have been filled with diesel, rendering them inoperable. This netizen commented, "Wrong fuel means they can't work. It looks intentional no matter how you look at it." According to reports, as of August the 2nd, Hebei has already activated 7 flood retention zones, resulting in the evacuation of 870,000 people. Yongle village in Zhuozhou city was also selected as one of the flood retention zones, and the entire village has been submerged by floodwaters. In the video, the woman can be heard complaining that her home is gone.
我们没那么伟大，人都是自私的，家没了，人要是没了，还怕什么呀？想说什么就说什么。我们也是面临过生死的人了，我们命大，只是我们命大。救援快艇有50辆，给我打个电话，昨天晚上，救援物资说明天就能到我们村儿，在哪儿呢？到哪儿了？去哪儿了？什么时候到啊？
On the afternoon of August the 1st, Mr. Gao from Ning village in Zhuozhou, Hebei, said during a phone interview that the flood started to rush in from midnight, gradually submerging a whole floor. When the flood rose, the village's broadcast was heard, notifying villagers to evacuate immediately. Now the deepest water level in the village is about 4 meters. Mr. Gao said that the evacuated villagers were temporarily settled on high-rise buildings, but they are in a situation of no water and electricity. Other trapped residents and relatives in Zhuozhou also said there's a lack of water, electricity, and food in the affected areas. It's known that due to local communication failures in Zhuozhou, many stranded people are unreachable. In the afternoon of August the 1st, the Zhuozhou resident Mr. Huang said during an interview, the whole city of Zhuozhou is flooded. Other than the residential compounds of the China Petroleum System, all other residential areas are submerged. In some places, even the hotels have collapsed. It's more troublesome in the Zhuozhou countryside, coupled with communication breakdown, blackout, water outage. The severity of the situation is unknown to the outside world. As for why Zhuozhou city's disaster situation is so severe, Mr. Huang said, it's never flooded like this from rain alone. It's due to the discharge of floodwaters. He said that Zhuozhou city is the closest to Beijing, and to protect Beijing, Zhuozhou city was flooded. The Chinese authorities can no longer care about Zhuozhou, as Beijing itself is hard-pressed. Additionally, due to an excessive release of floodwaters from upstream reservoirs, the Beisha River in Tianjin County of Xingtai City in Hebei Province has experienced severe flooding beyond standard levels, resulting in 4 overflow points. On July 31st, in the village of Yongzhaozhuang East in Handan, Hebei, the riverbanks were abruptly breached by the rapidly rising river waters. Videos show that after the banks burst, the raging floodwaters surged towards the farmlands and villages beyond. Local villagers used excavators to transport empty tankers to the breach and cast them into the river to block the gap. The downstream areas face serious flooding, with villagers evacuating through waist-deep floodwaters. According to a WeChat public account posted by Dingzhou City on August the 1st, due to the excessively large discharge, far exceeding the river's flood capacity, the threat and challenge to the lives, production, and daily living of the population along the river are unprecedented, making the flood prevention situation extremely critical. The Huangbizhuang Reservoir, located on the mainstream of the Hutou River in Shijiazhuang, is the largest reservoir in Hebei Province. CCTV reported on July 31st that due to heavy rainfall, the inflow to the reservoir rapidly increased on the night of the 30th, resulting in flooding. The reservoir subsequently also increased its discharge flow. 6 of the 8 gates of Huangbizhuang Reservoir have been opened for continuous flood discharge. Public records show that the Huangbizhuang Reservoir, primarily designed for flood control, also provides urban power and other functions. Officials claim that after fortification in 1998, the reservoir's flood protection standard was designed for a flood that occurs once every 500 years, and checked for a flood that occurs once every 10,000 years. Some netizens have commented that these expensive reservoirs were officially claimed to withstand floods occurring once in 500 or even 1,000 years, only to encounter such events in just a few years. However, what angers people the most is the authorities' unannounced release of floodwaters during severe flood situations. In some areas, evacuation notices were issued, in others they were not, and in some cases, evacuation notices were issued at midnight, leaving no time for the public to prepare, leaving them stranded in the torrential rain. Tianjin, located furthest downstream, bore the brunt of the flooding, and several hundred villages were vacated overnight to serve as flood storage areas. On July the 31st, Shaoqiti village in Wuqing district, Tianjin, was chosen as a flood storage area, and all villagers were ordered by the authorities to evacuate on their own. A loudspeaker in the village announced, "Before going to friends and relatives, make sure to turn off all water, electricity and gas in your homes. Villagers, this is real." In Dahuangbao, Wuqing, Tianjin, one could hear the loudspeaker announcing at night, "Urgent notice, those who have not evacuated on their own, seize the time to evacuate." In fact, as early as July the 30th, there were reports suggesting that the Chinese Communist Party had internally communicated that the pressure of flood discharge in Beijing was immense. Currently, the reservoirs in both Beijing and Hebei are full and needed to discharge downstream. Locations such as Mentougou in Beijing, Jinliang Lake in Hebei, and Dahuangbao in Wuqing, Tianjin have become flood discharge areas. A netizen posted a screenshot on Twitter, seemingly from a WeChat group in Wangyushi village of Changzhou city in Hebei. Someone in the group messaged, "Heard from higher-up leaders not to scare everyone, but the water situation this year is extremely severe. When the water rises, the priority is to protect Tianjin and Xiong'an. If the river can't hold the water, we will have to create a breach in the north of our village. Large excavators from the Water Resources Bureau will arrive soon. Be ready to create the breach at any time. This isn't a hoax." The massive downstream floodwater has caused river levels to surge dramatically, with dam breaches and overflows happening frequently along the way. In times of such crisis, farmers are always the ones sacrificed. To protect the larger cities, many villages are chosen as temporary flood storage areas, meaning the entire village will be submerged. Villagers have no choice but to leave their homes. According to mainland Chinese media reports, in order to discharge floodwaters to protect Beijing, the Chinese authorities have decided that starting from 2 a.m. on August the 1st, the Dongbian village located in the low-lying area downstream of Tianjin will be used as flood retention zone. Approximately 1 million people in the surrounding areas will be urgently evacuated. It is reported that the Dongbian flood retention zone is situated on both sides of the Daqing River at the border between Hebei and Tianjin, covering a total area of 379 square kilometers, with 100 square kilometers within Tianjin's territory. As per the flood retention zone activation plan, the northern part of the Dongbian flood retention zone, which is located north of the Daqing River, was activated at 2 a.m. on August the 1st. After the floodwater enters the Hebei province portion of the Dongbian flood retention zone, it will be distributed and slowed down. It is expected to reach Tianjin's territory around August the 9th. Authorities are currently initiating the evacuation of residents in Jinghai and Xiqing districts to ensure that the public is evacuated before the floodwater reaches Tianjin. Some netizens have commented that this is another man-made disaster, under the guise of a natural one, which has already massively erupted around Beijing.